Welcome to Nine Links, guys. This is your host, Alex. Today we're going to talk about the welcome, most liked plants on my viewing list is white champaca and night blooming jasmine. We're going to talk about night blooming jasmine later. Going to talk about the white champaca here first. So as you can see, I'm going to show you two pictures. One is from last summer, and then one is from last fall that I did a big pruning on this plant. It's still very healthy. I add a little top dressing soil earlier in the spring. So as you can see, I brought it out here, and now this year I'm going to try something a little different. White champaca really like partial shade, partial sunlight. So basically, morning sun and then afternoon, shade. I usually you guys, if you watch my videos, you notice I usually kept it in front door patio or somewhere it gets enough morning sunlight and then hides and then shade for the afternoon. Now this year, because I have a pergola set up in the backyard, and I figured there's a little shade on this end and gonna try to give it as much sunlight as possible. Now I do know that in my hometown, they plant this in the street, which they give intense sunlight all day. So, I mean, of course, they're planted on the ground. Mine's a little different. I have still in the plastic pots, so I have to water more frequently. Now, as you can see, they're not new growths, and there are some leaves that are cracking because damaged by the wind. We did got the very heavy wind a couple weeks back, so it damages a lot of leaves. And plus, when I first brought it out, some of the leaves still adjusting to the sunlight outside. And as we're talking right now, it's kind of overcast today, but still there's a bit of sunlight coming down. So one thing I do want to remind you all is that probably noticed it already. Just think of I talk a little too much here, but anyway, I told you guys before that the plant, when it's in a heavy light area, the plant tends to grow a lot closer. The leaves tend to grow a lot closer. For example, like looking at this segment right here, I don't know if I can focus in. The leaf node between the new leaves, it's very close, very short. So what I mean by this is that if you look at this one, in the past, the leaf nodes is like one right here, then maybe somewhere right here. And now because of intense sun, they start to coming out more frequent. So that's why you see the top portion is a lot bushier, because they're all growing, all the leaves are growing really close together. And they know it's gonna be high sunlight. So growing closer together and not try to reach out anywhere for sunlight because they get enough sunlight as it is. Like some of the house plants some of your you guys have at home probably know some of the branches are very laggy, very long, and the leaf grows between the branches are very far apart. They try to reach over for the sunlight and by the windows or anywhere. So when you plant it outside like this one, like I put it outside, the top part is very bushy, and that's the point of me making the cut last time. Try to make a semi lollipop shape up here, and then I decided to keep this branch coming out and that branch coming out as kind of being creative, little designed. And on this part right here that I cut off, I'm thinking about hanging some kind of charm on here, like a red charm or something, but I haven't thought about that yet. So just what kind of charm? So just gonna leave it as it is for now. So overall, now going to talk about the health of this plant. Overall, it's doing very well. As you can see, all the new growths are very green and lush. And so far, I've been looking for any sign of bugs, and there are no sign of bugs to be found yet. Again, like I said about my plants, I typically don't like plants that attracts bugs, and this one, just like all the plants I collect, are not welcomed by bugs. You occasionally, like last year, oh, 1 second. Like last year, we have grasshopper chewing on the leaf, which is not a big deal. It's not very destructive. It's a little bit, it's one white champaca's leaf will last grasshopper for an entire month. But anyway, I did see something up here just now. I don't know if you can see it. There's some kind of I don't know if there's a bee or a wasp. Occasionally you'll see some bee, wasp, or some kind of insect that does not chew on the leaves of the white champaca, but it will reside in there for like take a little break. So it's kind of cute to see that they're taking a break on the white champaca, and then after taking a nap or something, and then they fly off. Already got two blooms, two flowers, not blooms. Blooms means the entire plant. Two flowers came out. One of them, the heavy wind kind of blow it and it fell on the ground. It's a small one. I think that buds is from the over the winter. The summer buds usually tend to be pretty big, but you can see right here there are two small ones here. Let me come down on this side. So as you can see right here, these are two flower buds already forming. This one's about to bloom. It's very small. Let me see if I can get it focused. Anyway, out of focus, but you get it. This is a white flower buds right there. But the winter flower buds, I'm going to see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be big. And yeah, very, very green. So this year, the main thing I want to watch out for is that it's going to be in full sunlight. Going to see if it's scorch or anything. If it burns the leaf, I'll move it elsewhere. If not, it's going to be like let it stay like this. You do know that the most tropical plants, the amount of fragrance and the fragrance intensity level are really closely related to the sunlight they're getting. Just by looking at this flower bud, you remember if you watch my video, the flower buds and the flower that I show you in the past, they're and they're from outside. This one's from inside, so you can definitely see the flower size is really, really small. Anyway, all right. The fertilizer I used before I applied the top dressing on there, it's Osmocote. Again, slow release, balanced fertilizer, 14, 14, 14. And I did use the organic fertilizer like rice water and banana water beginning of the early spring. Again, I do not use organic fertilizer during the summer due to the fact that organic fertilizer tend to attract bugs and stuff. And that's the last thing I want to do is take them in for the winter and see bugs flying everywhere in my house. Okay, and of course, for some of those, I'm not advised or telling you to go against organic fertilizer. Organic fertilizer is healthy and good for your plants, and just that everybody has different situation, right? Scenario. So some use it all year round, which is fine. But for me, it's just a little different. All right. Okay. And that's it for the white champaca. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.